Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Well, then, I guess we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Whitfield Report. Very, very jam-packed show today. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for this impromptu episode of the show. Thank you all for tuning in on such short notice. I really do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's just dive right into it. If you guys are tuning into this stream, you already know why we're here. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States and soon to be president of the United States once again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying it. I'm calling it right now. He has been convicted in New York City, 34 counts on hush money, basically. So let's just go through this. This headline is from Newsmax right now. And also, for some reason, the chat is not popping up right now at the moment. But, I know that Rumble is, having some technical difficulties today, probably because of all the impromptu streams. I will reply to chat in just a sec if I can get that pulled up here. But let's just jump in to this news story real quick from Newsmax and get the headline. So from Newsmax.com, jury, Donald Trump guilty in New York trial. So this is breaking news. Today, the 30th of May, the year of our Lord, 2024. Donald Trump became the first former president to be convicted of felony crimes as a New York jury found him guilty of falsifying business records in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election through hush money payments to a porn actor who said the two had sex. Jurors convicted Trump on all 34 counts after deliberating for 9.5 hours. As the verdict was read, he sat stone-faced in court looking down. Sentencing was set for July 11th. All motions must be filed by June 13th. So, long story short, ladies and gentlemen, just from that alone, we can deduce that this whole thing was bullshit. Right? This is the Stormy Daniels thing from like 2017, 2018, she slept with Trump, and the media tried to spin this to be a Me Too type situation. She said on the Bill Maher show a while back that this is in fact not a Me Too case. And so we can tell just from that, ladies and gentlemen, that this whole thing is bullshit. And everyone knows it. And honestly, like, I'm not all that surprised that this is the verdict, because this is New York City where it was convicted that we're talking about. Okay? Let's get that out of the way right there. This is New York City we're talking about. But before I continue on, before I get into my tirade, rather, let me finish with this story from Newsmax. Okay, so continuing on, the verdict is a stunning legal reckoning for Trump and exposes him to potential prison time in the city where the tabloid press helped catapult him from a real estate tycoon to a reality television star and ultimately president. As he seeks a return to the White House in this year's election, the judgment presents voters with another test of their willingness to accept Trump's boundary-breaking behavior. Trump is expected to quickly appeal the verdict and will face an awkward dynamic as he seeks to return to the campaign trail as a convicted felon. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is not going to matter to the base at all. It's not. And I'll go over why this is in just a moment. But yeah, it's not going to matter at all. So yeah. There are no campaign rallies on the calendar for now, though he's expected to hold fundraisers next week. It will likely take several months for Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the case, to decide whether to sentence Trump to prison. Which, I'm going to make a strong prediction and say that, like, that's not going to be the case here. I would be very surprised as to why, mainly if he does, mainly because it would set bad precedent, right? Like, Trump said he would throw Hillary in prison, if he won the 2016 election. And then after he won in 2016, she said, she suffered enough. It wouldn't be right to throw her in prison, right? And jail my political enemies. So maybe, maybe though, in hindsight, maybe he should have, though, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, considering that this is now going on. But, I doubt that actually, like, sending Trump to prison would be a good idea for this judge. And as Max and I have talked about on the show before, doing that would, like, if you were to sentence Trump to prison and he's a president, like, he would have to have a custom cell. Not just that, but, like, they would have to account for, like, the Secret Service detail and, all that jazz, which in and of itself, it would be like a logistical nightmare just to coordinate that. I know, because I've talked to retired Secret Service agents. Steve Stratton being one of them. And yeah, it would not be easy to facilitate him being in prison and at the same time like needing all the security. So I doubt they would put him in jail. Anyway, maybe under house arrest or something like that at the very least. That's probably what would that's probably what would go on. If they did actually like sentence him, it would probably be house arrest or something. Yeah. Uh, the falsifying business records charges carry up to 4 years behind bars, though prosecutors have not said whether they intend to seek imprisonment, and it is not clear whether the judge, who earlier in the trial warned of jail time for the gag order violations, would impose the punishment even if asked. The conviction and even imprisonment will not bar Trump from continuing his pursuit of the White House. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is something I want to hit on here real quick. Because I do not want folks to get discouraged by any of this at all. We shouldn't. And that right there, folks, the fact that Trump will not be barred from continuing his White House bid should be motivation for all of us to rally behind President Donald Trump, get out to the polls in November, and vote for him. And in the meantime, knock on doors, get the ground game going and get the word out there to vote for Trump. This is, in my mind, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but it's the swift kick in the ass that the base has kind of needed for a while now. I wish it weren't so drastic, but what I'm saying is, rather than taking a defeatist attitude, let's get fucking motivated overall, about all of this and actually get a ground game going, just like we had in 2016. So that's that's kind of my main point right there. Let's continue on. Trump faces 3 other felony indictments, but the New York case may be the only one to reach a conclusion before the November election, adding to the significance of the outcome. Though the legal and historical implications of the verdict are readily apparent, the political consequences are less so, given its potential to reinforce rather than reshape already hardened opinions about Trump. For another candidate in another time, a criminal conviction might doom a presidential run, but Trump's political career has endured through 2 impeachments, allegations of sexual abuse, investigations into everything from potential ties to Russia to plotting to overturn an election, and unconventional storylines, including the emergence of a recording in which he boasted about grabbing women's genitals. Or, grabbing them by the pussy. Let's just put it that way. Which, by the way, was not anything that he said while he was running for office. That was something that was a comment that he made like back in the 2000s when he was like recording an episode of The Apprentice, and it was one of those hot mic moments. Yeah. In addition, the general allegations of the case have been known to voters for years, and while tawdry, are are widely seen as less grievous than the allegations that he faces in 3 other cases that charge him with subverting American democracy and mishandling national security secrets. Even so, the verdict is likely to give President Joe Biden and fellow Democrats space to sharpen arguments that Trump is unfit for office, even as it provides fodder for the presumptive Republican nominee to advance his claims that he is victimized by a criminal justice system he insists is politically motivated against him. And you're already seeing that, ladies and gentlemen. Um, in situations um like you have just today, like Stephen King was tweeting that oh, you guys are are supporting like a convicted felon now. That's basically been the left's you know I guess clarion call on this within the past hours. It's all the same thing. You guys are supporting a convicted felon. Even though, like I said at the very beginning, that this whole thing is over this whole case is over the Stormy Daniels thing. And I can guarantee you Trump's lawyer is already challenging this verdict because, again, Stormy Daniels, in order for this thing to work, ladies and gentlemen, we would basically have to admit that perjury is now legal in the U.S. because that's what Stormy Daniels did. She basically perjured herself, and the criminal courts let her because this whole thing is politically motivated. Right? She got laughed. She got laughed off the stage, or laughed off of the jury stand rather. In the last like hush money trial, but now they're like, they're basically like charging for double jeopardy as I understand it with this hush money thing. It's fucking ridiculous. Um anyway, though, let's continue on here. And more in the chat, Morpheus says this is so fucking bad for the country. Yeah, it is more. I agree, but let's not despair yet, my friend. I'm not despairing yet. So yeah. Continuing on, Trump maintained throughout the trial that he had done nothing wrong and that the case should have never been brought, railing against the proceedings from inside the courthouse, where it was joined by a parade of high-profile Republican allies and racking up fines for violating a gag order with inflammatory out-of-court comments about witnesses. The first criminal trial of a former American president always presented a unique test of the court system, not only because of Trump's prominence, but also because of his ruthless verbal attacks on the foundations of the case and its participants. But the verdict from the 12-person jury marked a steep retort to Trump's efforts to undermine confidence in the proceedings or to potentially impress the panel with a show of GOP support. And again, the trial involved charges that Trump falsified business records to cover up hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, the porn actress who said she had slept with the married Trump in 2006. So again, this thing is all about, Stormy Daniels. Again, this is double jeopardy, which I guess is now legal in this country if we're, if we're taking this conviction as serious. Committing double, trying someone for double jeopardy is now legal, and also like perjuring yourself on the stand is now legal. If you're a porn star, I guess. Um, the $130,000 payment was made by Trump's former lawyer and personal fixer Michael Cohen to buy Daniel's signs during the final weeks of the 2016 race. Blah, blah, blah. Trump denied the sexual encounter. Yeah, so this is this is all involved with that. Yeah. So again, this is all about Trump's hush money. Um, and again, the whole Karen McDougal thing was brought up, which by the way, people have asked, like, if I'm gonna have Karen McDougal on the show. No. At this time, I don't plan on having her on the show. I've not reached out to her about coming on the show, at least not in regards to this particular incident, and I doubt she would want to come on to discuss this because the media has badgered her over all this enough already. But yeah, suffice it to say, this whole thing was basically because of the porn star hush money uh story. Right? So I am going to go over my thoughts on all of that and break down what I think is going to happen. But before I do that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment and read some words from one of our sponsors, basically. Um, hmm. I I thought I had it, but I guess not. Anyway, folks, here's my point in bringing up the Trump conviction and on all this. As I just read, ladies and gentlemen, we know that this thing is predicated on the Stormy Daniels hush money story. We know that this whole case was essentially thrown out back in 2018, I believe, which is when this whole story first surfaced regarding Stormy Daniels. Well, it surfaced in 2016, like the latter part, but it didn't really go anywhere until 2017. It didn't go anywhere then, and but now all of a sudden it grew legs, and Trump has been convicted of 34 counts of basically this hush money story, which I don't even know, ladies and gentlemen, like what that would mean. Honestly, like, how are there 34 counts to basically paying off like a porn star? It doesn't make any sense. And I looked into all of this, like right before I went on air, ladies and gentlemen, and it is ridiculous, folks. Um, but what else can I say, folks, other than what we need to do is get motivated, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone knows that this is a bullshit conviction. And as the article pointed out earlier, this is not necessarily, this doesn't disbar him from running in the election, right? So the best thing that we can do as Americans and as supporters of President Trump is to basically rally behind Trump and get the word out well we can. And this is going to motivate the base to essentially get ready and get motivated to go out there and knock on doors and support the president in all the ways we can. And I've been looking at the at kind of the reactions on Twitter. Let me just go to my timeline here real quick and give you an overview of what I'm seeing on X. Because I think it is important for people to see this. So,
oh man, something happened, Sam.
Yeah. How are you doing, Mr. San? I didn't expect us to be back in studio so soon after last night.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was a verdict waiting until I saw, he's convicted of 32 counts of the same thing, because that's totally reasonable, and it totally isn't a sham from the fucking beginning, huh?
No, well, I just read like a story to Max that this whole thing is literally like predicated on the Stormy Daniels story. So basically,
basically Michael Cohen did all the things they're convicting Trump of behind his back without his permission. And by the way, Sam, these are established facts of the court as well. So both sides agree that they're convicting Trump for something that Michael Cohen did because Michael Cohen said the orange man is bad.
Yeah,
so he must be right,
And also, perjury is legal too.
Yes.
But before we dive in, because I want to hear your opinion, let's do a few promos. I know it's a heavy show, but the Fourth Estate, they're coming after Trump now, ladies and gentlemen. They've officially gone after Trump.
Be the case, yeah.
The legal way. So yeah. If you want to read about the Fourth Estate and how they operate, pick up your copy on Amazon and whatnot.
Or the audiobook on Audible, which is also good because a lot of people like audiobooks, you know?
Yep. Also, ever feel like your IT bill is a ticking time bomb? Hidden charges, out of scope surprises? It's enough to make any business owner lose their mind. We're the managed service provider that says no to billing nightmares. No more unexpected fees. No more gotcha invoices. Just straightforward cyber security monitoring for front rate priced for all the IT support you need. We're taking unlimited help desk support 24/7, cybersecurity monitoring, network planning that actually makes sense, and expertise that runs deeper than the Mariana Trench when it comes to Microsoft products. We keep your systems running smoothly, protect you from those digital bad guys, and help your business grow. And the best part, you know exactly what you're paying every single month. No fine print, no nasty surprises. So if you're tired of being nickeled and dimed by your IT provider, it's time to switch to the clear, simple, better choice. RxIT. We're the cure for billing headaches. IT peace of mind guaranteed. Visit rxit.com. And so that is a word from today's other sponsor. And yeah. So Double Jeopardy is officially legal, I guess, now in this country.
No, that's the thing. Is Double Jeopardy seems like a pretty ironclad thing, right? Except when they charge you with something different based on the same crime. That's not Double Jeopardy. That's just lawfare. That's called a DA, perhaps even a judge with an agenda, and a jury that probably had an agenda because they're all from New York City.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I brought up at the beginning of the show. Like everyone,
shouldn't it not be in a red state? It should be in a purple state. If you're gonna have a trial of a former president, it should be in like a ostensibly neutral state, because the voters, and this is why he was right about the not being charged as a president. Like he should have immunity from this kind of thing, because this is a banana republic thing. You put your opponent in jail on false charges. This is, every dictator has ever done this. Every dictator.
Yeah.
Stalin did it. Mao did it. Hitler did it. Fucking Kim Jong-un did it. That's the first step to dictatorship, is to jail your political opponent.
Yeah, I was just talking about at the beginning of the program before you came on.
They will now put him in jail.
That's the plan. They're gonna try to, and I brought that up because like the judge is deliberating as to whether or not to do that, and I said at the beginning that like,
can I explain something here?
Sure.
If it was not a Trump thing, right? And it was just some business dude in New York City that got caught with 32 counts of fraudulent accounting, essentially.
Yeah.
They would not face jail time. They would not face jail time. Only Trump is gonna, and he will, if there is 1 minute of jail time that this judge can put on him, he will. 100%, because he's biased.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also pointed out
recused himself, but of course he wouldn't recuse himself, because he wants to be the guy that locks Trump up so he can go to his country club with all his rich liberal friends that don't deal with the problems like we do. The fucking food prices through they can afford that shit. They don't even shop for their own food. They can afford their gas prices going up. They don't give a fuck about our problems. They just want to put Orange Man in jail so they can go, I put Orange Man in jail. Look at me.
Go
I'm so
off.
fucking special.
Yep. Go
Fuck
off.
you.
Yep. Yeah, we officially live in a banana republic. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's gonna win on appeal too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
But they're gonna put him in jail in the meantime. I guarantee it, because you know why, Sam? It keeps him off the campaign trail. They had him in court, keeps him somewhat off the campaign trail. Wasn't enough. He's still winning.
Yeah, well, I was...
Now they need to put him in jail. And if that doesn't work, by the way, Sam, what do you think the next thing is?
You know, he might, like, get shivved. Well, he might, like... Well, see, that's the other thing. Like, I would say that he would get, like, assassinated, but, like...
No, that is the next step. If they cannot stop him by putting him in jail, what else are they supposed to do? All they care about is stopping him, Sam. They don't care about this country.
Yeah.
They don't even care about their politics. So what's the next thing they do? They're going to kill him. So whatever. I mean, they made plans about hypothetically killing him that were unsealed just the other day. You think they aren't sitting there? You don't think there's some people within our government that want to put a bullet in that man's brain? I do.
I know for a fact there are, because like Maxine, like they've said that, like Maxine, like how many clips have there been of like Joe Biden saying like, I would like to take him out behind the woodshed, man, or or Maxine Waters saying that like someone needs to take him out, or
literally they made plans to kill him on January 6th.
Well, yeah, that too.
Hypothetically, you know. And here's the other thing. Like, it doesn't stop with him. He's right about that when he says he's the one standing between us and them. If they get him, they will jail people like us, Sam.
Oh yeah, that's coming down.
And I'm not giving it up. I'm not going to fucking eat their liberal horse shit. You put me in fucking jail. My son will know I'm a man. At least there's that.
I mean, they may have to take a few of us out. I'm not like...
Well, most of us, they can just put us in jail, ban us.
Yeah.
They know how, they've been doing this all along. They just can't do that. It's not worked to him yet. It hasn't shut the big man up. So they got to keep doing crazier and crazier things. And I'm telling you, man, it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. Half the fucking country supports this. Whatever you think about him, half the country supports this man for president again.
Yeah.
At least half the country. Probably more than that at this point.
And the base just got more energized to vote for him. Like, if like my timeline right now is crazy. Like even a lot of like
they're gonna try and disqualify him.
Oh yeah. Well, like
every single, this is a high crime. This is a high crime. We have to disqualify. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna do anything they can to stop him. Up to and including killing us all. Nothing has shown that they have any restraint with this shit at all.
No.
The far left gets crazier and crazier. Now you got trannies calling to kill every non-tranny, right? That's a thing. You got the tranny shooters everywhere. Like literally, mass shootings used to be like uncool white incel guy. Now it's a tranny. It's still the uncool white incel guy, but that's a tranny now. Right. And they're doing it in the name of trans rights or whatever, shooting up a fucking school full of children. These people will do anything. You know what I mean?
Right before Pride Month too. Isn't that just lovely?
Well, I mean, I was referring to the Tennessee one from last year during Pride, by the way. But there's been at least 6 mass tranny shootings in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
You know, and they say it's for trans rights. I think that anybody that thinks you should kill other people should have their rights taken away. How about that?
Yeah.
Not just your trans rights, your rights as a citizen of this country. You should be put in jail.
Yeah. Holy crap. We have 22 viewers on a Thursday on an impromptu.
Here I am just yelling and being abrasive. I'm sorry, Sam.
No. I mean, I'm listen, I'm kind of in the same mode. Like, the one thing I will say though is like I already see like people like kind of getting discouraged, like it's over. No, do not get discouraged. This is not over yet. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I will repeat this over and over. Trump is not disqualified from running. So, get out there, get the ground game going and knock on doors and if you believe in justice, basically support the candidate who is being like wrongfully prosecuted. Then
pretty much all you can do at this point.
I mean, and this is the other thing. He got convicted over like hush money to a porn star when like Biden
that he didn't pay.
Yeah,
that he didn't authorize to pay. That he like his lawyer was like, I'm gonna do this shady bullshit and then immediately sell him out to the fucking other side. It's almost, and he, by the way, Michael Cohen was only his lawyer on like one thing, and he was like lawyer number 5.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like Trump's personal attorney, like they keep saying. He was one of like 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he handled like one or two things. He wasn't one of his trusted associates at all by any stretch of the imagination. And so that suggests that maybe I don't know, he's trying, like the guy's doing NPC fucking TikTok streams, Sam. Did you know that? Michael Cohen is doing the ice cream, yummy. He's doing that.
Oh no way! I mean, I'm not really surprised. That makes sense.
No, because he needs his fame. He needs. Oh God, everybody needs to know who I am. You know, he's a fucking, and so nobody thinks for one second that this guy might have just sold Trump out to get famous. No, it's definitely legitimate.
Well, like Stormy Daniels, like she got like supposedly the last time she was like big in the news, she got like a bump on her OnlyFans page or whatnot. The last time, I can almost guarantee you that like she's gonna try that same thing again to like get her Pornhub profile up or something like that. So but it's just it's ridiculous. It is somewhat maddening, but at the same time, like I'm not like, rather than getting pissed off, like I'm just like, okay, this is the motivation that like the base needs to like get out there and in November, I guess. So
hopefully, we'll see. We'll see where things go, obviously.
Yeah.
It's I mean, we knew this was coming though. Like we said this a year ago when they started charging him. Oh yeah, they're going to convict him. It's New York. They have a captive jury pool essentially. Like everybody there votes Democrat. They're all politically biased. They're not going to excuse anybody because of that, because then the thing is, Trump can't get a fair trial by definition.
No.
So
no.
And by the way, neither could Joe Biden per se if he was on trial. The idea that you're the president means that you can't get a fair trial, which is why I think presidential immunity is a thing that should happen, except in maybe the absolute like most insane circumstances, right?
Right, like murder or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Certainly not.
Morpheus, like,
by the way, Sam, he didn't, according to both of their original testimony, he didn't sleep with Stormy Daniels. She's changed her testimony since then.
yeah,
But originally, they both said that, I don't know, Trump was doing one of those things. He used to run the Miss USA pageant. You know that? Not Miss America,
Miss
but Miss
America.
Anyway, he'd have a bunch of girls flown in, like, hey, send me a bunch of pretty women for, we'll look at for the pageant, right? He does this. He used to do this all the time. He's old now. He doesn't do it anymore. And
Right.
he doesn't sleep with them necessarily. And she got there and he realizes she was not exactly, because she's a porn star, going to be in the Miss USA pageant. And they watched television and parted company, as far as, like, that's what she said initially. That's what Trump has always said.
Yeah.
Now there was a secret affair because she got attention. That's what it really is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so she's perjured herself, basically. That's what I was saying.
Mhm. One way or another, you either perjured yourself now or you perjured yourself then, right? Like,
right.
Either way.
Either way, as Norm Macdonald once said about the OJ trial, where he said murder is now legal in the state of California, I'm going to say perjury is now legal in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
And Stormy Daniels proved that, I think. So.
And I think, in terms of collective kind of consciousness on this, I don't think this is going to lose him voters. I'm not saying it'll necessarily gain him voters, but it's not going to lose him any. It's not going to sway the opinion of the base Democrats either. Not at all. Not one bit. But I think a lot of people who are centrist or in the middle, I think we'll see this is bullshit. I'm just going to call that out. I think a lot of people will vote for him specifically because they're not political, right? Maybe they don't even like the guy, but they know what getting fucked by the system looks like. I sure do. And when you see it,
oh yeah,
it's hard not to say, hey, they're fucking over that guy, right? So I think that's what's gonna happen. It's actually happened in a microcosm amongst the black community the last year, because look, a lot of black men, especially young black men, they know what it's like to be put on trial and that the fucking DA throws the book at you and it's a bullshit dog and pony show that you have no fucking chance at. They know what that feels like. They know what it looks like. And they're looking at what's happening to Trump and they're like, fuck that judge.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
we'll see, like, where everything kind of falls out, right? But
yeah, if they put Trump in prison and if they somehow create a loophole to disqualify him, I guarantee you that's going to be the end of people having faith in democracy, me included. Basically. Because they can basically, make up the rules, whatever, for whatever fits them. Even Tulsi Gabbard brought that up in a tweet I saw earlier before I started the show. How many felony counts does Joe Biden have against him for securing national security secrets? People forget that whole investigation is still going on with the Bidens and their money laundering thing. But we're not going to hear about that for another
ever.
Ever. So
There's not people on our side willing to be this petty, vindictive, and spiteful.
No.
Like for example, they were mad, right? Lock her up, right? That got them really upset. That he lock her up was the chant, right? But what Trump actually said is we should look into what Hillary Clinton is doing and this, that, and the other thing. And have an investigation. And they were like, no, you can't say you're going to investigate the opponent. Okay. Flash forward a couple years. You can't not investigate the opponent. She didn't even run again. And it was this big thing that he was going to investigate her. And by the way, she was never president.
No. And Trump even said, after the election in 2016, like, she's suffered enough. I don't think would be a good idea to, like, basically torture her anymore.
Right. And that's exactly what they did to him.
Yeah.
And until our side starts doing shit like that right back to them, they're gonna win. This is the reality. You guys want to let them fucking ballot harvest? Then they're gonna ballot harvest. Oh, but we won't do that. We're too pure and moral, and that's bad. And you shouldn't do it either. And then they're gonna fucking steal an election and win, or not even steal it because that's perfectly legal. They're doing perfectly legal things that Republicans are like, we can't do that. Well, this is legal. You get to persecute your political opponent after they leave office now. So let's fucking go. I want her in jail. I want George W. Bush in jail. I want George Bush Sr. in jail. I want Bill Clinton in jail. And I want Carter too, but he's dead. Didn't he die a couple weeks ago? Something like that.
Oh yeah. Did he actually die, or I don't...
Hopefully, because otherwise I have to say I want him in jail. And he's like 100, so that wouldn't be great.
Yeah, well,
he belongs in jail though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Obama, you didn't even got to talk about Obama. He just goes right to jail. He's black, right? They don't even do trials for those people. Ask a black guy if they ever get a fair fucking trial in this country. If we're not doing fair trials, black guys know what that's about. I'll tell you right now. I've witnessed unfair trials for black guys before.
Yeah, what if you're only a half black though?
You can only get half like fair trial, obviously.
So, that might work out in Obama's favor then, right? Like, so,
but of course nobody's going to do any of this. It's all silliness.
No.
Haha, Max is just saying something silly. Nobody's ever going to consider or pursue this strategy except the other side to your guy. Right?
Yeah.
So it's fine to just let them. You know what? What are you going to let them do next? You're going to let them fuck you in the ass? Huh? Because you might as well.
Yeah.
Where's the pushback? We're on Twitter. We're very mad on Twitter. Okay. Did that stop them?
No.
Talking on here ain't going to stop them. Again, Kurt Doolittle, I bring him up on the show quite a bit because he's a very smart man. His strategy is literally we should be doing lawfare right back at them so that the law can settle these things and instead of fucking killing each other or something.
Yeah. Morpheus brings up a good point, Morpheus says Republicans are bitches and feckless, spineless cowards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, check out the Bits and Bones crew tonight at 9 p.m. here on Right to Offend. I'm sure those boys, well, I know they do video games, but I mean, they are also like part of our network, and so I'm sure those guys might have something to say about all this, but I don't want to speak for them. But tune in just a little while. It should be fun.
But we're the hard politics show, so we had to sweep this mess up, I guess, right?
Yeah. No, I actually got like,
yeah, like our show's actually politics anymore, you know. But
yeah,
no, I bet people were messaging you as soon as there was a verdict.
People were messaging me and being like, bro, you know, drop whatever you're doing, and like, I know you don't really talk politics anymore, but like, this is the one time when like you need to go live. So, which, yeah,
True, but we have said exactly what we think of this before it even happened. If you look back, and it's that it was going to happen.
yeah,
And then he's still probably going to win the election, even regardless of that. Again, they're going to try and disqualify him. You might have seen attempts on his life. Again, they just declassified info that they've already planned an attempt on his life under certain circumstances. So I believe there's at least 15 or 16 more plans under certain circumstances. And they'll shoot him in the head and they'll call it national security.
I wouldn't, Max. I wouldn't be surprised if there are like accidental plans too. Like it wouldn't surprise me if
no, if they're
like,
gonna kill him, they're gonna let us know. It's gonna be very obvious. I guarantee you. They're
so,
enjoying this because we do not stop them from breaking the law. We won't stop them from stealing an election, and we won't stop them from locking our guy up. And we certainly wouldn't stop them from if they blew his fucking brains out in front of everybody. Nobody's gonna lift a fucking finger, especially them Republicans, like Morthia said. You think Congress, their approval of this, actually. The neocons are thinking if they can just get rid of Trump, they're gonna get their fucking party back. And they can sweep us MAGA people out of the fucking way.
Yeah, Craig Mansfield like tweeted out like that his prediction was that they're going to like try and put like DeSantis or someone back in. And like, yeah, if that happens, that's going to go over real well.
Yeah, so they want to lose.
Yeah. Well,
and again, if they did that, Sam, if they did that, it proves everything I said about DeSantis right. No matter if he was a Trump surrogate and we should be nice to him, he was waiting for his chance to stab him in the back. And he's going to be beholden to the neocons because that's what he always was until 2018. Miraculously, he became a MAGA guy when he was running in a contentious election. And then immediately turned and was like, oh no, Trump sucks. I hate him. Now he's Trump fan again. Give me a fucking break with DeSantis. He's the biggest scumbag snake in the grass of all of them.
And
look, at least Mitt Romney will look you in the fucking face when he stabs you in the stomach. This motherfucker won't. He'll stab you in the back. Mark my fucking words. Fuck DeSantis. And by the way, anybody I will not vote for not Trump because that at that point the election is just rigged.
Yeah,
it's just rigged, and I won't vote in it.
Yeah, well, that's what I said at the beginning of the program. Like, if if they do rig this, like, we'll still do the podcast, but like, I'm not covering like how we barely cover politics anymore as is. But if they do this shit, then
well, because there's no point because nobody does anything when the shit like this happens anyway. They want you to talk about it. They want to listen to what people have to say. They want to hear a lot of reactions and opinions. Are they fucking calling their congressman about it? No. Are they at the fucking court outside with fucking signs? No. Are they filing charges against Hillary Clinton? No. Are they doing literally anything? No. So we're just going to sit and all commiserate that we really don't like this. That's basically what the Trump movement wants to be, is, oh, well, you know, we're losers. Okay. Then let them play dirty. Let them continue to do this. Don't lift one single finger. Listen to your favorite grifter talk about it every day, 5 nights a week for 3 hours a day. And I guess pretend that you're happy. Pretend that things might get better. Don't ever do anything though.
I mean,
they might come and smack you down if you stick your head up.
I mean, I have a good mind to call my local representative's office here where I'm at and like, you know, tell them that this is BS. So
yeah. But where's our politicians that are fighting in the legal system? Oh, they're not. They're not. You know what happens if you're on the right hand side of politics, Sam, is that the other side files successful lawsuits constantly, and your side is like, lawsuits are gross.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's the way that
I shouldn't stand up for my rights. That would be hard. And like I don't want to go to court and like wear a suit, and like it might be expensive. And so like my rights, I mean, do I really need them anyway?
Well, as Morpheus said, the Republicans are spineless cowards. Like, he's not wrong. Like, and it
goes on down the line, though. It's not just registered Republicans who are holding office or running for it. It's the entire right who will just sit there and take it in the cuck chair, watching the left violate their guy. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, it's I'm laughing, but like it's sad. I'm laughing so I don't like cry because
it's not fair sad. As they watch their wife get fucked. That's literally what's going. It's not fair. You're right there. You could fucking stand up and do something. No. God forbid we should ever do anything on the right about anything. We certainly can't do protests. That's probably for the best. So you do protests. That's bad. You can't do lawfare because lawsuits are bad and court is bad apparently, and the very foundations of our legal system are just bad. You just should never use it to try and uphold your rights. And so my question to these people that won't do any of that, what will you do and when? That's all. What will you do about this? And if it's nothing, then maybe you should just stop paying attention at all.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, honestly.
Yeah. No, but nobody wants to try the last method of recourse we have, which is the legal system. So everybody, you know what I hear? I hear a bunch of fucking lazy, good for nothing motherfuckers that are like, oh, it'll be a civil war and then we'll win. No, you won't. You'll die. You'll die.
Yeah, I love how like civil war has been
like it's a positive thing. Like these motherfuckers in their fucking brains think that's a good thing. But yet, Sam, what do they do about it?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing. They LARP on the internet even about that. It's all a fucking LARP. They don't do fucking shit. I wish the people that won't do shit about politics and don't have fucking informed opinions on it would just go the fuck away from it like they were just a few years ago.
Yeah.
But the left needed normies to hate Trump, so it brought them in.
Yeah.
And now that's where it's
at. I mean, I have to tell you though, I guess the one thing that does make me a little like optimistic is like they did try and bring in the normies to like hate Trump, but like now like all of the normies I see are getting fed up with like high gas prices and high food prices and all this LGBTQ XYZ stuff all over the place. And
they don't care about Trump. They care about that stuff. In fact, they don't really like Trump. So if they can get rid of him, you see, it's not a stupid strategy. It's not a stupid strategy. They don't want, let me tell you this, Sam. They don't want Trump to win. The Democrats, I mean, the DNC. They don't want Trump to win. They don't want Biden to win either.
No.
They don't want another 4 years of his chaotic bullshit where nobody even knows within his own administration what's going on from one day to the next. They don't. They thought they wanted puppet grandpa president, but they don't like it actually. And he keeps saying stuff to pander to the extreme far left voters, and he leaves the center left voters hanging, which is funny because that was his base when he ran. But they don't you got to understand, if Trump got pushed out of the way and put DeSantis in, a lot of those normies you're talking about would just vote for him because they're just mad at Biden. And so if they can get rid of Trump, the establishment sees that as fine. And then there's the DeSantis doomers who they'll have their little chubby little hard-ons that, oh, we got to be the nominee. Oh, we get to be the nominee even though we didn't win a single fucking state.
Yeah.
The least popular nominee of all time. I'm sure he'll win.
Yeah, well, and in all honesty, like, that's the reason why this whole trial happened, is because the Dems know that in a fair race between Biden and Trump, they know that Biden is fucked, right? So they gotta get Trump out of the way, because otherwise, like Biden's approval rating is not looking good. I think it's like it was around like 29% the last time I checked, which was like, granted, that was like 2 weeks ago, but still, like, that's not great.
I'm willing to bet if we wait a couple more days, you'll get the new ones from post this, and they'll be lower.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though, folks. Is like Biden's approval ratings are like in the 20%, are like they're in the 20s.
Right. And the DNC's priorities for this election are: 1, Trump can't win; 2, we don't want Biden to win. In that order. That's the order they care about. So they would be happy. They would cream their pants at DeSantis. You know how much he would hand over to those fucking people, like he did in your state anyway? All these people act like he was a conservative fucking governor. Nah, he fucking sold out immediately to everybody and anybody who would give him fucking money. He talks tough on the opening up. Yeah, but he did all the lockdown shit. He did all the mask shit. Not one governor pushed the fucking vaccine harder than DeSantis. All you anti-vaxxers who want to support fucking DeSantis, you are stupid. At least if you say, I don't like Trump because he supported the vaccine, then fucking pick somebody who's anti-vax, because DeSantis isn't.
Yeah.
He's lying to you now because he pushed the vax literally harder than any other governor. More people got vaccinated in Florida than any other state initially.
Yeah. Which funny enough is the same argument that people like tried to get me to take the vax too, by the way. They were like, everyone else in your state is getting vaxxed, and I'm like, I'll hold off on that. So he realized the mandates was a step too far, and that's when he decided to go the other way. Yeah.
Right. But that shows you this is how I know that Ron DeSantis is a snake and a sellout, and will sell out the first time you offer him literally anything, because he's already done it. Well, he has no moral grounding. What is his political compass? His political compass is, what's going to get me elected?
Well, in hindsight, Ron Sanctimonious was a good nickname after all, I guess. So,
not even in hindsight. I think Trump actually kind of put some thought into that one. A lot of people don't know what that word means because they, don't use 3 and 4 syllable words very often, but it was true. He has no sacred cows. He has no political grounding. I'd heard him talk in favor of BDS, boycott, divest, and sanctions of Israel, and then he banned it, which is a violation of free speech, the likes of which I have not seen a governor do in a very, very long time. And they're trying to use that to ban you criticizing Israel nationally. Which, whatever you think about the Israeli current conflict with Palestine, the idea that you can't criticize another country, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. I actually don't criticize Israel pretty much at all. If they made that a crime, I'll start doing it. Put me in fucking jail then, for my opinion. That's the difference I'm talking about, is I've been willing to stand up for my opinions and what I say in fucking court. I'm willing to go to jail. because there's nothing wrong with my opinions. They are very traditionally American. But you tell me I can't criticize a foreign government that we're sending money to? Are you kidding me? Fuck DeSantis. He's the first person in American history to put that into law.
Yeah.
You can't criticize a foreign country. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help like the argument either with like the whole like, because like the Wignats have gone after him like pretty hard for that, and it's like, well, you're kind of like, well, like they're wrong, but like also like you're proving their shitty point in like a really bad way too.
Right.
So
no, it's nobody cares what the Wignats think anyway. There's what, like 10 of them?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, is all the different groups of people that take credit for Trump's being elected in 2016. You know, the gamer gators are like, and the anti-gamer gators, but so many people want credit, but what it really was like a lot of people for different reasons got on the Trump train, so to speak. But every group that like totals 100,000 people in the whole world on the internet thinks that, yeah, we did it. No, you don't equal. I'm sorry, you don't equal 70 million votes, bro. Like, you just don't. Your more group equals like maybe 12 votes. Like, come on.
Morpheus says, and he's right, about the only people DeSantis was tough on was Disney. And then he says, was. Yeah. Yeah, how'd that go, too?
He picked a fight with a fucking mouse and lost.
Yeah.
Come on, Mickey. I'm going to take it to you. And then Mickey whooped his ass in court.
Yeah.
You can be the governor all you want, but Mickey got deeper pockets than you, bro.
Well,
you
and
gotta
also
be
like
careful about that kind of shit.
Well, and also too, like, what would that fight have like, even if DeSantis had won, like it wouldn't have changed that much, like in total.
No, he would have had Disney just completely leave the state, which they plan to do now anyway.
Yeah. So
they're going to leave their fucking theme park, but they're moving, production and things out of there.
Yeah. Lovely news day, huh, Max? It's almost like we could use some fun, uplifting gaming news.
Well, I just killed Mythic Garrosh, so right before I came on.
Well, that's nice. I announced the Dogs of War yesterday, and on the show, and apologies for people who were not able to watch that show last night. For some reason, Rumble never finished like processing the video. It's like the stream from last night is stuck on stuck in like processing limbo or something. But if you did manage to tune in and catch the Dogs of War reading last night that Max did, that was fantastic.
You could also check the replay on Twitter.
Yeah, which is the one place where where like the replay does work. And I would like to announce that I will be doing I'll be doing a little contest where if you buy the Fourth Estate and leave a review on June 20th, I will draw a name, and you will get like a character named after you and a potential cameo in the book if you leave a review on Amazon. So I was going to announce that on Twitter and Instagram today, and I still will, but I figured I would do that while we're still on air. So
Yeah.
if you'd like a cameo,
if you've already bought the book, please leave a review.
Yeah. So yeah, link is in this. Link is in the description on all platforms. Shmuley already has a cameo, as does Kurt Doolittle of sorts. So just not in the way that you guys might think. So you'll have to read The Dog's War and see. So but yeah. So Bits and Bones tonight at 9, and then I'll be back with a guest on Monday. So any announcements you have, Max, or
we got the sandwich makers Saturday night, Bits and Bones tonight. That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, every Wednesday evening you can catch the Whitfield Report live.
Yeah, you can catch the Whitfield Report every Wednesday night at around 9:30. So,
or just somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere.
It's funny. I was just pointing out, like, was talking to some of the other shows on the network, and they're like, "Well, Sam, it's always a little late." I'm like, "Yeah, you're the only one." But hey, you're the fucking you're the star. The star's allowed to show up a little late, guys. Also, if you didn't notice, like let's just fucking call the elephant in the room. The man has fucking physical handicaps, and he shows up a couple minutes late. It's fine.
Yeah.
We trust us. We bust his balls enough for it.
Yeah, well, and also people were saying, oh, the other co-host stutters a lot. Yeah, we give more crap on that too. But
does he? I don't know. I don't think it's really that bad.
No, it really isn't that bad. But people have pointed it out to me. What is funny though is like I stutter too. But like I've noticed that like when Morthens and I are both mad, neither of us stutter, and so
we gotta pull the curtain back a little here. I can tell the difference between you stuttering and you don't know what you're gonna say next.
Yeah,
and so I talk over you because I know you know what you don't know what's coming next. See, and then everybody else thinks you just stuttered and Max talked over you. But I'm like, oh shit, that's not a stutter. That's like a, oh shit, what was next?
Well, still though, that's better than Joe Biden, who like you and I would both have to talk over Biden like all the time because that man doesn't even know what room he's in, let alone what he's gonna say next. But
yeah, as much as bad as I think he is, I'm thinking like if I was in a room with Biden, I'd say you suck. That's about the, because like, what am I going to do? Beat up an old man? I feel like he deserves to be beat up for how awful of a president he is, but he's old. So, what do I do if they put me in a room with Joe Biden? I'm going to be like, you suck. Fucking die already.
I would probably just be like, why are you here? Like, go eat some more ice cream. Like that's all he seems to be excited about. Anyway.
And here's the thing. I've never let my personal feelings cloud my interactions with a lot of celebrities over the years, right? Even ones I don't like. I'm not a fan of their music or something. I'm not a fan of something, or they're personally fucking nasty to me. I won't say, oh, you suck, but Biden, like, that would be my breaking point. I'd have to fucking,
yeah.
But then, like, man, if he was 20 years younger, I'd probably want to kick his ass. But looking at him, he falls down when he's like, he pooped in front of the Pope, Sam.
Well, listen, if Biden were 20 years younger, he seems like the type of guy who would kick your ass almost. Like it might actually be a case of like
Oh man,
self-defense.
you haven't met a lot
So,
of people like him, No, the Irish guy that talks mad shit like he's a tough guy and isn't, that's been Joe Biden since the 70s, man. He's a skinny little fucking nobody. He ain't a tough guy. He talks like a tough guy. That's an act.
but I'm from Philly, I'm from Scranton. I'm from Scranton, mofo. So, which by the way, is the same place as The Office was filmed. Like that's like Biden's trying to like pretend that like he's the biggest thing from Scranton. No, it's a TV show that Max doesn't even like.
Well, that just proves that everything from there is garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because The Office is garbage. I don't understand why people even. No, I know why people think it's comical, but it's not. It's actually making fun of you for laughing at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like most of Ricky Gervais' comedy. So.
Right.
But.
That's not comedy. That's anti-comedy. I hate anti-comedy. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like philosophically, I hate the concept of anti-comedy. It's hack, lazy, bad. Yeah, oh, you laughed because the guy made a funny face. What are you, fucking 3? Office fans? I see.
Well.
Oh, he made a funny face. Let me dress up like a clown and I'll get you to laugh too. Give me fucking break. Is that easy?
Well, a lot of
there you go.
A lot of people are like perpetually. I mean, like the all the NPC dances are weird as hell too. So.
There's a lot of shows, Sam, that I don't like, and I get. Okay, I could give Friends credit for what it is. There's a lot of like sitcoms and comedy, but The Office is just bad, and you're all gaslit into thinking it's not, and I don't know why.
I mean, I don't think it's like the greatest show ever. That would be Frasier as far as sitcoms go. But no, actually Cheers was
at least
better.
Frasier, the comedy stems from not so okay, you know what The Office is? The Office is the writers of The Office laughing at how stupid you are. You personally.
Yeah.
The viewer. Okay. Frasier is the opposite. It's the audience laughing at these uptight, think they're really fucking smart guys who turn out aren't as fucking smart as they think.
Yeah, that's the whole bit. I also like Frasier because admittedly, like he's a radio guy, and like, you know, I'm a radio guy, kind of. So
yeah, I'd love to hear Sam's psychiatric radio show one day. That'd be great.
You know,
just taking calls about people's mental well-being. That would be hilarious. You want to talk about it? Therapy with Sam, you know, and you just have somebody come on and tell you all their problems. And then you know what the response is, right? Wow.
What?
That's a lot. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because you can't give advice because you're not a doctor. Maybe you should go get help, should be your response. Like you let people like come on and they lay out their life's problems and all their deepest fears, and you're just like, yeah, you should go get a shrink.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be my show. Just
Apex Gamma, you know, co-host, he actually did that in a Discord where like he was part of this Discord, and they had a VC for him, specifically said Apex Gamma's therapy sessions, and he would literally do that where like people would like jump into this VC and like lay out their problems, and he would just be like, "Oh, that's interesting. Well, you should probably go get help." And it was hilarious because like there were people who actually thought that he was like a licensed therapist, but no, it was a bit that he was doing.
Boards back in the day where I was just like, I asked for relationship advice. I had an ongoing thing in the early 2000s where I would give them the worst possible relationship advice.
So you were doing Reddit before Reddit was even a thing then, basically.
I'm not sure what that means because I'm not a Reddit guy really, but yeah, probably.
Neither am I, but all of the subreddits I've seen are mostly advice types, are like relationship
But it was
advice.
the opposite of that. It was bad advice, and the point was that you shouldn't ask people online for advice.
Right. No. Yeah, you were doing it as a bit. I get you, but there are people who ask for relationship advice on Reddit, and it's always horrendous.
Oh, speaking
So,
of bits,
yeah.
I actually do have something, Sam. We have an ongoing bit for the ladies of the Sandwich Makers podcast this Saturday. Men, ask the ladies your questions. If you put them, you know what? We should make a Discord section or gilded section just for that, so that men can just put in questions for the ladies and they will answer questions.
I feel like we should put in some stipulations that they can't be too.
No, because I will just decide which ones. If it's beyond my limits, it won't get read. But you can put anything you want. If you want it to be asked, you probably should pass the max filter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds like a good rule. I can only imagine what cum filter would ask.
He already asked a couple last week. Go check out that episode. There was a couple questions, and some came from him. I think Shmuley had one. A couple people had. It was good.
I had one, but it was because I'm such a Max Sand fan. I just had to know what. I had to know what her perspective on living with you was, and it was interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know all about you, Sam.
You do.
Try to stir up trouble. Yes, I troll my wife. That's true.
Which, you know what?
That's how you have 18 years together, my friend.
Yeah.
Is you be fun. I'm fun to be around. That's why, even though I drive her nuts, she can't help but laugh. You want the secret to a healthy relationship, Sam? One of the secrets, one of the biggest secrets?
Sure.
Slap her on the ass all the time. All the fucking time in inappropriate places in public.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm game for that then.
I mean, you got to get to the point where she's already consented to you doing that to begin with. I guess that kind of goes, that's important. You don't just go smack random women on the ass and expect. But
no.
But if you're in a long-term relationship,
yeah,
they really say they don't like it, but it works.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Women say they don't like all kinds of things, but you can tell by their reactions. I mean, look, if she didn't like it, it's been 18 years.
Yeah. I had one of my ex-girlfriends told me that she didn't like one of my ties, so I stopped wearing it, and then she got mad that I stopped wearing that tie because she liked it. So
no, see what you say is oh. Sucks for you if you don't like this tie because I wear it on fucking Tuesdays or whatever.
Yep. So back when I wore ties, I don't think I've worn a tie on this show. At least not while you've been.
Oh, certainly not.
Co-host.
You always go with at least the top two buttons down.
Yeah. So
you gotta show the chest hair for the ladies.
Yeah, which I mean, I've got a little bit of that on display today, I guess. So, but anyway,
Not,
though, it's
not enough
about
PCP this week. Oh, right. I'm not doing that anymore.
yeah. Well, the
Hey, if you're ever in need of a good lawyer,
right.
don't get them off the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that is I guess that is the one like bit of legal advice that we actually can give on this show is like don't get lawyers from the internet. That's not a good
Well, like you can look at a registry on the internet, but don't get a streamer on the internet to be your attorney. That's
yeah.
probably sounded, especially one who seems like his legal strategy in all of this is literally to blame the kids. So that's a class act there.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, you didn't see that last night? He said it was I mentioned that they had left all the kids at home and went out. And then they said, oh, well, they're old enough to take care of themselves. Well, apparently, the cops disagree because they're charging you for that. That could be debated. But then the other thing is the house was listed in the police report as being really dirty. And the kids were wearing like several day old laundry. And I've seen that the Nick side of it is, well, one of our kids is 16. They could do their own fucking laundry. You're still their parent, bro. If they don't do they're not 18. Okay, this is how this works, Sam. They're not 18, right?
Right.
And if they do something, go out in public in such a way, like, I don't know, dirty ass clothes and maybe, not eating right or whatever, that's on you. Yeah, they could be, maybe they should do their own fucking laundry at 16. But if they don't, and you don't, what do you think fucking happens? You think that they're going to be the child services people are going to be like, those kids really should have done their own laundry and cleaned their own house. No, they're going to be like, why are the parents out doing cocaine at the fucking casino? Wash your kids' clothes. Fuck's sake. So yeah, he's blaming his own fucking kids. Fuck that guy. Man, that's brutal.
Well, the other thing, I mean,
you would say, what? I had a coke problem and I need help, right? That can't be the answer. That is the answer.
Well, someone asked like, well, if Nick's is such a successful lawyer, then why doesn't he like have like a maid or something? And the answer is because he's spending all the money on cleaning services on cocaine. That's gotta be the answer, right?
Well, no. There's a nanny. It's April was the nanny.
Oh my!
So he's doing coke with the nanny.
That's like the plot of like a really bad porn. That's like
yes.
That's like the plot of like every like bad, like raunchy nanny like teaches,
cocaine lawyer gives it to the nanny, right?
Yeah.
Pornhub 5 stars. Good Lord. You gonna blame the kids for that too, Nick? Is that the kids' fault? Like fucking crazy.
I'm sure he would if he could. So
I just want when the Trump thing, like, if they put him in jail and book him again, like a jail photo, because he had a mug shot. I've got a mug shot. It'd be a mug shot's not actually my mug shot, Sam, is me going because I didn't do nothing wrong, so I was kind of angry. Gave them the over the top happy face. And then they published that in the paper.
Based?
Yeah.
So you like use your mugshot as like a publicity thing. That
Oh no, it made people hate me and think I was guilty of something. They didn't even read the article. They're like, "Look at this fucking guy."
Those people have no sense of humor, though.
Well, people laughed, but they're like, "Look at this fucking guy in his mugshot."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, mugshots, whatever. I want a jail photo, and we put that on a T-shirt.
Then Trump will be a real. Then Trump will be like a real G. That's right. So
I think that he should invoke the Ice Cube defense that Gangster Rap made me do it.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Totally. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And who are bigger gangsters than those on Capitol Hill, right? So yeah.
And all of this for a blown out porn star that looks like death.
Yeah, like she's not even a good one. And also, like, she's not going to make any money on this, like off Pornhub or anything.
Well, no, but she's gonna sue.
She's gonna try
and get the money that she owes Trump back, basically, because she's in a lot of trouble financially. If you didn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. So
they got her by the short and curlies on this. She had to say whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
She might have beat Avenatti in court, but it really doesn't override how much money she owes Trump. So, yeah, I mean, what are we going to do, Sam? They're just going to lock him up?
I'll tell you what we're going to do more. I mean, Max, we're going to God damn it. We're going to tune into Bits and Bones at 9 p.m. right here on Right to Offend Media.
Oh, wow. That's only an hour from now, Sam.
Yeah. So, don't touch that dial, or I guess do. But yeah, we'll tune into the boys, and I'm sure it should be a fun show. So
I have no idea what they're talking about this week. That's why I'm gonna tune in.
Neither do I, and honestly, like, I don't think that. Last time I checked, they didn't either. So we are similar in that sense, because sometimes we don't know what we're talking about.
I have a sneaking suspicion that he might Core might bring up Payday 3 and their consistent failures as a launch game. I won't get into more reasoning, but yeah, he gets pretty pissed about that particular game, and something happened this week that I think he'll probably talk about. Which sucks, because we both wanted to really like Payday 3, but they keep fucking it up. There's your gaming stuff. Look at that. I killed Mythic Garrosh in the Mists of Pandaria remix, and I'm very happy about that. Basically, you just become so overpowered, and wow, it's the most fun I've ever had with the game, actually.
I beat Hitman World of Assassination.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, that's like one of those games where you can like play over and over again and like kill targets different ways. So I'm not done playing it because it's a sandbox game.
You should get V-Rising when it hits PS3, because if it's cross-play, it would be dope to fucking play.
Yeah, it would be. So.
I know it's coming like next month.
Yeah, it is. So if any of you people, if the chat feels like donating, I could really appreciate that. Well, and we are getting sponsor money now, so that's nice. So
hell yeah.
But anyway, tune in at 9 p.m. for
put it right up on screen and everything. That was pretty slick.
Yeah. So tune in to Bits and Bones 9 p.m. and I'm sure you'll see me and Max in chat. And until then, I'll be back Monday with a special guest episode on Monday. I'm not going to announce who it is yet, but I will probably over the weekend. And then who knows what will happen next week, ladies and gentlemen. It's always fun. But until then,
I think we're just start lock all the politicians up. You know, maybe this is a catalyst for something nice, and we can just put every fucking person in office in jail. That's a happy note to go out on. Libertarians are like, you guys are statists. We're like, lock literally every politician up.
Hell yeah, why not?
Why not? If they're gonna do Trump, do them all.
Yeah. Have a good evening, folks, and we'll talk to you later.
Picture Pelosi in jail, Sam.
Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
You played the intro.
Oh shoot, wrong one.
It works. It's the same thing.